Yo, and welcome to the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions with me, Ryan Hartley. And I am super excited for this conversation with my next guest. I am here with Heather Rose, founder of Mindset and Me. So welcome, Heather Rose.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been super excited like yourself for a long time for this. I think we've both been following each other for quite a while now, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we dive into Mindset and Me and what you're doing in the world, tell us a little bit about you and your story.
So a bit about my background to know why I'm doing Mindset and Me and where I am today. So my previous story is going back, obviously, all the way back to school. I was severely bullied at school. I was raped when I was 15. I tried to take my own life at 16. Never told anybody my story at the time. I went into mental abusive relationships, domestic abusive relationships. Then progressed, just trying to carry on as normal as best that I could. But obviously really struggling myself with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, that kind of thing. Then I was car hijacked and dragged from a car where I lost a baby. I've lost 5 babies since then as well. So yeah, then I got postnatal depression. My son now, Isaac, who the business I run with, we had a really bad pregnancy with him, but he's my miracle baby. So I call him, he came to save me, is what I say, because I would strongly believe that. Then I had postnatal depression with him, and I've struggled, obviously, a lot of my life with mental health issues. But it got to about three and a half years ago where I just had like my enough is enough moment, where I didn't want to take this anymore. I wasn't letting anybody rule who I was to be or couldn't be. And I changed my life around completely.
Wow. There's a lot to take in there, and first and foremost, just honor you and thank you for sharing that. And I can't underestimate the strength that it's taken to even say those words sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'd just love to know, what was it about that moment 3 years ago? Can you unpack that?
Yeah. I've struggled with my son. I struggle as also, my son's got mental health issues as well. He has ADHD and autism, and we were struggling with him with his school. He wasn't, he was being sent home every day. Nobody would help us. And I just thought, I can't have him going through what I've gone through. I need to take control of me to get me strong enough to be able to help my son get through this. So I just had like my enough is enough moment, and just like an epiphany that we only get one life, and I can't continue the way I'm going on and letting people rule me, the past rule me. I'm in control of my emotions, thoughts, and how I go about this. We've got our own pen to write our own story, and I weren't letting my past things that have happened to me and the people that have told me that I was ugly, fat, never amount to anything, never be anything. I weren't letting them hold that pen for my book. I want to take control of writing my story for me and my son.
Wow, that's really powerful. So what were some of the things that helped you?
So I started investing in myself, doing a lot of self-care, started watching a lot of YouTube videos, empowerment, motivational YouTube videos, podcasts, listening to. I invested in a mindset coach. Just really working hard on me and doing daily. The biggest thing for me really was daily affirmations, doing my positive affirmations every day, journaling, talking to people, and really coming out of my comfort zone and sharing my story and talking about, realizing that I could help other people, knowing that I strongly believe we're all put here for a reason, no matter what that is. And we're all here to help somebody or do something, I just thought if I can help somebody, even just one person, by sharing my story, it's worthwhile doing.
Do you have any go-to affirmations that you use frequently?
Oh, I have lots. I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am confident. Just all the positive, anything positive that you can say to yourself.
I love that. You are able to share your story in the way that you are now. I imagine that took courage to start doing that at the very start. What helped you, first and foremost, connect with your own story and realize that it could help others?
Journeys through, obviously, going going through my mindset with a mindset coach and really digging deep into my own thoughts and emotions. But it was about 4 years ago now, I actually joined a network marketing company called Unique, and their motto is to help and empower women. And they have a charity which supports women who've been sexually abused. And I knew that I needed to be part of that. And that was the start of my journey, really. And they started with, I don't know if you remember it, the Rachel Patton song. And I just had to they wanted everybody to like lip sync to that and share the story on paper. So I wrote my story down. And that was the first time I actually told my friends by doing that video. So yeah, it was hard. It was very emotional. Obviously, it opened a heap of things. You know, my friends didn't know about it. My husband didn't really know very much about it. But that gave me the strength, knowing that I was going to help empower other women who've been the same or going through the same, to have that strength to start talking.
I love that. And it's actually making me smile, because I wonder whether our paths have actually crossed before, because my wife used to be a Unique presenter too. And
really?
and I've been to some events, and I'm also sat here wondering who your mindset coach is, because I wonder whether there's a connection there too.
Emma Privilege.
I know Emma Privilege. I'm connected with Emma, but yeah, I haven't had the joy of a personal conversation.
We've parted paths, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. and I think sometimes network marketing can get a bad rep, but having been on the inside and seeing the difference that it can make to the women there, and giving them a sense of belonging, and it really is uplift, empower, and invalidate.
It is, definitely. It really, really is. I strongly believe, like I've said previously, things happen for a reason. And if Unique hadn't found me, I wouldn't be where I am today. I had to go on that path to then come into contact with the people that I've now met, who then give me the confidence and the motivation to start Mindset and Me, and to share my story in full. I'm a co-author of a #1 best-selling book now, and it was all through Unique, being introduced to Emma. Emma then introduced me through, obviously, social media. We found paths to Leona Burton, who is the co-founder and CEO of the Mums in Business Association, which you've probably seen me post about, who then offered me the opportunity to share my story in a book, which was the first time my mum and dad actually ever read my story. Wow. And a couple of weeks ago, my mum passed away, but the one thing she said was, "I'm so proud of you." And that was the one thing that I wanted, was them to be proud of me. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's really powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure. I think we've all got to talk, haven't we? We've all, as much as it hurts and it's hard sometimes, you don't know who's listening to your story. Stories are so powerful, and you don't know who you can help by sharing your story. Mental health, I'm a massive advocate now. Me and Isaac promote mental health a lot now. You've probably seen that. Isaac, a couple of years ago, just before we started Mindset and Me, about a year before, Isaac wanted to take his own life as well. And to be told there was a 5-year waiting list for the mental health team to see him was disturbing. And I knew I'd been through the journey that I'd been to get me strong enough to then help him through his journey. So I took control then of Isaac's journey, and we started doing the positive affirmations, the journaling. We grew a massive social media following because people was following our story. And we've transformed Isaac's life around now. And I strongly believe stories are so powerful, because you just don't know who's listening.
What's Isaac's story?
So Isaac was diagnosed with ADHD and autism, like I said. He's been through quite a traumatic journey, really. I split up from his dad a long time ago. He's lost quite a lot of grandparents. He's been through quite a lot, bless him, and being passed from pillar to post in schools, people not believing in him, people just saying he's a naughty boy. One school actually locked him in what, when I got there, was a cupboard, which was their sensory room, but it wasn't, it was a cupboard. So he's been through quite a lot of traumatic events, which will never leave him, no doubt, like it won't from me, what I've witnessed. Sure. And unfortunately, the system has let us down in lots of ways. We had to end up paying to go private to get him a diagnosis. So really, we've just done the fighting ourselves. We've just got through this ourselves by introducing, you know, the right things into our life and the mindfulness, and surrounding us with like-minded people that are going to help you get through the tough times. But it got to, I think it was just about 3 years ago now, it got to a really low point where he didn't feel like he fitted in. He didn't feel like he had any friends. He didn't fit in. He was different. No one liked him. He didn't believe in himself. He had no confidence whatsoever. He used to come home every night crying and banging his head against a wall, saying he didn't want to be here anymore. And I knew that I had to, you know, do something about it. So now we both empower other children and share our journey and share what's worked for us.
About 3 years ago, a great film was released called The Greatest Showman. I wonder how much that's shown up in your...
Lots.
Yeah. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. The song "This Is Me" is the one I'm known for. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. The inspiration behind Mindset and Me, and that moment where you just thought, right, let's just do this. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so obviously we'd been through a journey and people was watching us, and Isaac wanted to share. We'd bought a book off Amazon all about the law of attraction. So he'd been reading it and really loved it. And he said, I want to share this with it. Obviously I was doing network marketing at the time, so he used to see me doing lives all the time. He says, Mummy, I've got the confidence. I want to do a live too. So I said, of course you can. So he read this book out to people, and it's had like over 10,000 views, and it really gave him the confidence. But then it opened up my inbox to people asking, what have you been doing? Can you share it with us? How have you transformed Isaac's life? Are people saying, I've been watching you for ages. What have you been doing? It's just incredible. So I thought, you know, and people saying, my child's struggling, or, you know, I've been through a similar story to you, Heather. I don't want my children to not have confidence and self-esteem and all that. I just thought, wow, there's so much need out there for help and support. But we just didn't know, you know, and Isaac turned around to me and said, we need to help these people, Mummy. But I just couldn't think of how we could help these people apart from just keep sharing our story and things and what have worked for us. And this is going to sound really, really silly now, but I had a dream. Like we all do. But I don't normally remember my dreams, but this one was clear as day. When I woke up, I just had a dream that I was sat on the couch on this morning with Philip and Holly, sharing these affirmation cards that we'd launched and that just started transforming children's lives. I thought, wow, this is what I need to do. We need to put into practice what we're doing every day into resources that can help, you know, lots more children and families. So I rang Leona up and I went, oh, I've got this idea. And she went, Heather, you've got to. I said, I can't. I don't, you know, the nerves set in, you know, the self-limiting beliefs and all that jazz that we all suffer from time to time. Because Heather, you can do it. So she obviously she's a coach, so she did, you know, did a bit of mentoring with me, and we launched Mindset and Me not long after that.
How do you help people?
Meant to be.
I believe that. How do you help people through Mindset and Me?
So me and Isaac run it together. So we do lots of resources that have helped us. So we have affirmation cards for children and teenagers. We do mindset like journals. So we have journals and parent journals, worksheets. Isaac, we launched our first children's book just before Christmas, called Isaac, the Master of Emotions, which is all based on Isaac's journey, how he struggled fitting in, and the tools that we use to help him with. So in the book, it covers affirmations, it covers mindfulness techniques, it covers breathing techniques, all which we've done to help us. And we just launched a range of t-shirts to promote mental health as well. So yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. It's gone from strength to strength in just less than 2 years. And the reviews that we get just are heartwarming. It makes me want to get out of bed every single morning to keep on doing it, because mental health is on a rise massively. It's absolutely shocking. It's risen to 1 in 8 children now since 2017. we've got a 50% rise now in mental health since 2014, which is absolutely shocking. And the more we can do about it to make awareness, the better.
Yeah.
So, you know, the reviews that we're having, you know, I mean, the lady obviously has told me that I can mention this, but one of the reviews was this little boy who was 7, used to get bullied at school. He was coming home from school every day asking his mum and dad for an operation to change his face. That is just like breaks my heart every time I talk about it. She's saying, "Can you help me, Heather?" And I said, "Of course I can." So I talked her through things that I've done with Isaac and talking, and she bought the affirmation cards. 3 months later, I got a message say she was actually sobbing. She said, "I can't thank you enough. He's a different child. It's made him more confident. He's got more self-love in himself. He's stood up to his bullies now. And he's a completely little different." But sorry, I get emotional when I talk about it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Wow.
So yeah, and we're just getting tons of those every week of people coming back, you know, saying, you know, our child now has got more confidence. You know, in the world we're living in right now, with what we're going through right now, which is, you know, our children need to build that resilience. They need to become resilient in life, and have that growth mindset. And so I think, you know, it's really important that more and more people do this, because there's not a lot of help and support out there for mental health and mindset. There's only the people like ourselves, you included, that are, you know, doing this and helping people, and there just needs to be more of it.
Huge respect and admiration. And I think you wanting to jump out of bed every day, that's why, that's purpose. I love working with purpose. And on your website, it says that it's all about simply designed to help children develop their positive mindsets and believe that they can do anything. And I love that. How are some of the ways, if our listeners right now are parents and they're looking at ways to develop their child's positive mindset and believe that they can do anything, what are some of the top tips and techniques that you would suggest that they start with?
It's all down to our own self-talk and how we talk around our children as well. Words are really, really important that we use, and sometimes we don't really think about that. Sometimes we're quite easy to talk quite, you know, freely around our children, but children's brains are like sponges. They believe everything that they hear. So it's really, really important that the way we talk around our children is so important, because they absorb everything. So that's really one of my top tips is, you know, be careful of what we speak around our children. They're going to lead by example. I'm a strong believer of that. Getting them to talk about the feelings is so important. Isaac really struggled to express his emotions, which then leads on that they have the self-worth, you know, they don't think that they're worth anything. So talking about them, you know, getting them to do their affirmations, getting them to journal about things that they're feeling right now. You know, that's one thing that, you know, I love a good brain dump. I call it brain dumping, where you put everything onto paper. So I got Isaac doing that, and now he can talk more freely to me because he's used to like emptying his brain out and putting things onto paper. And, you know, creating family time. You know, I talk about freely what I've done, and me like smashing my comfort zones. Isaac now sees what I do, so it makes him want to strive to be a better person. And that, do you know what? My mum's been able to do that. I can do it. It goes down to Joe Wicks, that is like going wild at the moment. He's gonna kill me off, I tell you. But Isaac does not like PE whatsoever. He says he can't do it. So I said, come on, let's do it together. Mummy, you know, mummy struggles, but we can do this together. Let's like empower each other. And now we do it every day, and he's like loving it. Although today we lasted about 10 minutes.
Yeah, those surfboards. So these are uncertain times, and you know, kids, they thrive on routine and consistency and predictability. Like, what are some of the ways in which parents can create an environment where there is not only a bit of structure and routine, but safety and security and resilience development?
Sorry, say that I get you cut off there. Sorry.
These times are different. They're uncertain, and
Yeah.
kids usually thrive upon predictability. And How can parents provide a bit of predictability, a bit of structure, a bit of routine and safety at this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. And we have a timetable every day for Isaac, so he knows exactly what we're doing and things like that. So I think having a timetable and talking through things with them is super important. Finding resources that are going to really help them understand things as well. You know, it's a scary thing that we're all going through right now, but making them have an understanding and talking about, you know, having an open question time as well. You know, every Sunday we have a question time around the dinner table where we can ask each other questions. We talk about what we're grateful for that week, what's coming up. So me and Barry always tell Isaac, look, this is our diary for the next week. This is what we've got going on. If there's anything going to be like different to his normal routine, we'll talk to him about it. So I think it's really important that people are not speaking to them about anxiety and what it actually is. So sometimes feelings that you get when you have anxiety could be the same feelings what you get when you're excited, but children don't know the difference. So when you get those feelings in your tummy and things like that, sometimes it's not being anxious. It can be, you know, a completely different emotion. I think it's so important that our job as parents, we need to show them the calm right now and not the chaos. So if we're going around saying, oh my goodness, this is happening, blah, 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 you know, children are going to absorb that. And when this is all over, what they're going to remember, they're going to remember the chaos and not any happy memories. We're all struggling, you know, but be careful when you have these conversations. You know, save the news and watching the news and talking about it to maybe when they're in bed and they can't hear it. I'm not saying put them in cotton wool. They need to know obviously bits of what's going on, but it's the way we talk that through with them. And for me, for Isaac, we are journaling everything that we're doing so he can remember the happy things that we're doing, we're creating. Like we're camping out in the lounge, having picnics, and I want him to remember happy things rather than all I remember is, oh my God, my mum were crying all the time and the news was on and this was happening and we were locked in and it was dreadful. We don't want our children to remember that. Memories are priceless. You know, memories go a long way and we remember things for a long, long time. So we want our children to have happy memories.
Yeah, I love that. Where can people find your content? How can people connect with you?
So yeah, I'm on social media on most platforms. We've got a page on Facebook, Mindset and Me. We also have a parent support group as well called Mindset and Me Support Group. So I post extra content and help in there, free resources and things like that. I've got lots of free things going in there at the moment. We're on Instagram. We've got a website, mindsetandme.com. So yeah, I think we're everywhere.
This is amazing. And, you know, based on what you said at the very start and how you described your journey, like I have such respect and admiration for how you've turned that pain into purpose. And I just encourage anyone that's listening right now to go and check out Heather's content. Go and check out the website. Even if it's not for you, share it with, you know, a parent friend of yours that it might help. Please help this message be spread far and wide, because I think you quoted some numbers earlier that are quite frankly scary, and they need all the help we can get to reverse that. And I have huge respect and admiration for anyone that's going to step up and say, let's change it, let's make a difference. And to Isaac as well. Let's not forget Isaac, your business partner.
I know, bless him. Yeah. He came up with some of the designs for the t-shirts as well, so he likes being involved.
We know who the brains behind the outfit really are.
Yeah.
Amazing. Please, actually, I've got one more question. My ethos is all about being better than yesterday, always better than yesterday. I'm just curious to know what that phrase means to you.
Better than yesterday. Every day we should take as it could be our last. We never know when our last day is going to be. So I always want to better myself every day, do something that is maybe out of my comfort zone, strive to have a better day than the previous day, and think, you know, if we do have a bad day, I think about how far I've come and that I don't want to go back to where I've come from. So I always try to, you know, be better than the previous day and make more memories.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Please do us the honour and the privilege of leaving our audience with a final thought from your good self.
Be unapologetically you and don't listen to anybody else. You are you, and be unapologetically you.
You heard it here. Much love, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.